fellow gamers, this is Tracymancer, and I'm going to be reviewing the Tree Ores mod for Minecraft 1.7.10, and as the name wanted tale, this mod adds in trees that have ore on them. So I'm going to show you the crafting recipes real quick, then we'll get right into the trees and all their tree goodness, I don't know. So this is something you'll definitely need for this mod to work. You need the tree station, and this is the only crafting recipe in the mod that will work when you use it in a crafting bench. So you just surround an iron ingot with oak wood and you will get the tree station. Now this is what it looks like. It's pretty much just oak wood and a tree kind of spliced together. And this is what the little GUI looks like, or the GUI, depending on how you want to say it. It's pretty much the exact same as a crafting bench, but you need this to work with the mod. Every crafting recipe that I go over in this mod review from here on out has to be done in the tree station. None of it can be done in your player's little crafting area or the crafting bench. So there's an absolute ton of saplings. If you look down at the bottom right, you can see all the saplings in here, and they all generally revolve around the same thing, and that is putting the block of the item, like block of iron for example, around an oak sapling, and that will give you the sapling for that tree. So blocks of iron around an oak sapling will give you the iron tree sapling. Say you want gold, then you surround it with blocks of gold. There's a pumpkin tree, so say you want pumpkins, you surround it with pumpkins, and you'll get the pumpkin tree sapling. It works like that. There are 3 exceptions, which I'll go over in a minute. So these are the ore trees. Now when you put them down in a sapling form and wait for them to grow or use bone meal, either way you'll get pretty much the same result. They spawn in just like an oak tree. So they'll have their ore texture. For example, it kind of has the coal, the black part says the coal and then the tree, and for this one it's the iron and then the tree, but they can be grown differently. Now it's all random chance. It's like when you're making a tree farm and you spawn a tree in and the one next to it isn't the same size. It's just like this. So the trees have a random chance of being taller or shorter, and I know there are those really big trees you can get, and I didn't spawn one in, but maybe it's possible. I honestly don't know. So this is the gold tree, and then lapis, then redstone, and diamond and emerald. So these are 2 of the 3 exceptional trees. Well, they're the exceptions to the rule, because for diamond and emerald to get them, or the diamond tree sapling or the emerald tree sapling, you just have to surround it with diamonds, not diamond blocks. And for emerald, you surround it with emeralds, not emerald blocks. If you're using diamond blocks or emerald blocks, it won't work, and it's a waste of materials. Then the next ones that we have are a little different because they're not really ores. This is the obsidian tree, then the glowstone tree, the nether quartz tree, and the pumpkin tree, and the experience tree. So the experience tree is the last exception to the crafting rule, and that's because for the XP tree sapling, you have to surround it with a bunch of random crap that makes absolutely no sense. So you need an oak sapling, an arrow, a bow, a diamond sword, a piece of gunpowder, a string, a spider eye, a rotten flesh, and a bone. But yeah, that is the crafting recipe for the XP tree sapling. Now when you chop down these trees, and yes, you use an axe, although it seems because they're ore trees a pickaxe would be appropriate, but when you chop them down with an axe of any type, I don't think it matters, it will either give you 2 to 5 wood choppings, well, wood chops, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, or the actual log. So if you get these wood chops of any material, it can be pretty much any material in the game. As you can see down here, there's quite a bit of them, but I'm going to use redstone for an example. In the tree station, because that's all this mod uses, you just take redstone, well, you take 4 of the wood chops, and they all have to be the same, and you will get the log that you need. Now, you have to do this. The wood chops with the next crafting recipes that I'm going to show you will not work. You have to use the logs. So this is how you actually get the material out of the logs that you've probably spent a little while chopping down. So you have to use a transformer, and the way you craft this is with a slime ball, an iron ingot, a gold ingot, a diamond, and a piece of coal. Now, it has to be like this. You can't just have them kind of, I don't know, everywhere. But when you do that, you'll get the transformer. And the transformer will work with every block in this game except for quartz, glowstone, and obsidian, and I'll show you why. So for the quartz and obsidian, because they're found in the nether, you need a nether transformer. And the way you craft this is use a transformer, you surround it with netherrack, and you will get the nether transformer. And with obsidian, being that it is the second strongest block in the game and the hardest to mine, that's not impossible, you have to use a reinforced transformer. So the way you craft this is 4 iron ingots and then 4 diamonds around a nether transformer, and you get the reinforced transformer. So now I'm going to show you how to get the materials out of the logs in the tree station. You must be using the tree station for this. Now we'll start out simple. We'll just put a transformer up there and we'll do some redstone logs. So you can put one in and it will give you a block of redstone. Now redstone, lapis, and glowstone are exceptions to another rule where basically they will give you blocks of the item, but iron, coal, diamond, emeralds will only give you 1 piece per block. So the way this works is you can fill up the whole slot or the whole tree station with these, and it says 8 now. So when I pull that out, the transformer does not break. So you really only need one of these. I know in earlier versions of the mod, these did break, and the mod maker might put that back in, but for now in 1.7.10 they do not break. So now I'll show you a diamond. You just kind of fill it up with diamonds and it will give you diamond. And then for quartz, we have to use the nether transformer. So there we go, that's quartz. With lapis, we have to go back to the normal transformer, and as I said, it was the exception to the rule. It gives you blocks. Then XP is going to be a little different. It will give you bottles of enchanting, because, I mean, it could maybe work like a furnace where when you take stuff out, it'll give you experience for smelting it, but the mod creator just decided that bottles of enchanting were a better idea, and I agree with him. So the last thing is obsidian logs. To get blocks of obsidian out of this, you have to use the reinforced transformer, and like the other two, it's not going to break, so as long as you have obsidian logs to work with the reinforced transformer, you can get all the obsidian you need. So there's one last part to this mod, and just when you thought it couldn't get any more complicated, you can spawn in bosses. So these giant trees are spawned from what's called iron, diamond, coal, whatever material boss saplings. And the way you get boss saplings is you create one of these boss spawners. This one's iron, but depending on what material you use, it'll be that material boss spawner. And when you kill them, you will get whatever material boss sapling. And when you spawn it in and you let it grow, it will just become a giant tree. So you kind of get your resources back. I'm not sure if you'd get the exact amount used back or a bit more. I haven't looked into that. But the way you craft these boss spawners is you take the log, I'm going to demonstrate with iron, and then you surround it with a block of that material. So before, diamond and emerald were the exception where you only had to use one of the materials instead of a block of it, but this time you have to use diamond blocks or emerald blocks along with a diamond or emerald log if you want to spawn in that said boss. And XP is the exception because you use an XP log and then you surround it with diamond swords. So this one's going to be expensive. All these are pretty much really expensive unless you have a giant tree farm of these going, because if you get that, you are going to be pretty good, and I don't think you'll ever have to go mining again. So we'll get the iron and then the XP and take a diamond sword and we'll fight them. So I guess we'll spawn in XP first, and it pretty much looks like the player model, except they have this weird little face. I think those are eyes, and then those are like angry eyebrows, and the head is kind of like green with like grass. That's not this is pretty much how they all look. And then you can see there are green splotches on the body for where the XP is, pretty much. So let's attack it, and as you can see at the top of the screen, it says XP boss, and the health is going down. It's like the Ender Dragon or the Wither, because this is boss fight. So I'll be back when I kill this thing. Alright, it's almost dead, and it's dead. So I got some experience, because whenever you kill a mob, which that's what it is, it will give you experience. And because it was the XP boss, I got an XP tree boss sapling. So the XP tree boss sapling looks like this. It's pretty much the exact same as a normal XP tree. The wood is all the same, but it's super tall. And I guess let's spawn in the iron boss so you guys can see the difference between the boss's texturing. So it looks the exact same, except where there was green before, now there's a kind of brown, grayish. I don't really know, I'm bad with colors. And if you notice, both of them had a diamond axe. All of them will spawn in with a diamond axe, no armor. There shouldn't be any difference when you fight them. I don't think there's any fight patterns, because this guy didn't like use magic or anything against me, because that'd probably be added in from a different mod. So I'll be back when I kill this guy, if he stops running away. And now the iron boss is dead. So again, you get some XP because you killed him, and the boss sapling of the type, which in this case it was iron. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the mod. So thanks for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll have a link to the mod in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video.